Toastmasters, welcome guests, and Mr. Toastmaster. Very happy and prosperous New Year to all of you. There are 1,000 splendid ways to celebrate a New Year. We could celebrate it by wearing new clothes, or sharing sweets, or spending some quality time with friends and family ones. Or we could simply sit on a couch, eat junk food, and watch television. But some guy somewhere thought it was best to begin the new year with resolutions. What started probably as a fad soon began to gain momentum, and now it has become an established habit to begin the new year with resolutions. If New Year is associated with resolutions, then resolutions are invariably associated with failures. 88 out of 100 who set goals on New Year fail to accomplish their goals. That's a hard fact. Like debts and earned leaves, we carry over our resolutions to the next year, only to carry them over to the next year, or simply in an attempt to end this frustration once and for all. Some of us resolve not to take any more resolutions. Perhaps the easiest resolution, I guess. But that someone who started all this was perhaps right. The best way to begin a new year is by setting goals, making promises, and striving for betterment in all parts of our lives. That is the only way to realize our full potential and become what we are truly meant to be. But no matter how much importance a New Year resolution is given, facts are facts. Still that 88% failure rate is staring at our face. But I am here to suggest a method that I think would greatly reduce this failure rate. Start off by having a dedicated notebook for this. On this, you write down a list of goals for tomorrow, an hour or two before going to sleep today. On this list, it is advisable not to have things like go to supermarket and buy groceries as per wife's order. No, this is not that list. What ends up in this list are two things. Your highest aspirations and goals broken down to their atomic level, which is the day-to-day activities level, and when exactly to do them on the next day. On the next day, you live through your day, and all you have to do is just go with the list. At the end of the day, just before sitting down to create a list for the next day, go through the previous list and mark it as done whatever has been completed, and mark it as not done whatever that has not been completed. And always make sure that you act on the items on the list the first thing in the morning. That is when your resources are at their best. Now that's it. That's the method. Now I'm going to give you 5 reasons as to why this method is very effective. The first and obvious reason why this method is effective is because it is quick. You don't have to wait for December 31 to reflect upon the goals of January 1. You do it within 24 hours. I think time is too precious to afford to waste in multiples of days. I know you too would agree there. The second reason, this method is very definite. The answer to the action item on the list is always in binary. Either you did it or you did not do it. There's no reason for your goals to become non-obvious, non-specific or vague, and hence there's no room for excuses. The third reason, and my personal favorite, if for some reason you couldn't accomplish a particular task on a particular day because of an unforeseen obstacle, you can set the same task on the next day and be sure that this time that obstacle is overcome and the item accomplished. Because now, since you know what the obstacle is beforehand, you can just identify the obstacle and make sure that the item is accomplished. I can give you an example here. Suppose the action item is you have to take a walk at 6:30 a.m. tomorrow, but you got up at only at 7 or 7:30 and you missed your chance to go for a walk. All you have to do is, well, at the end of the day while reviewing it, if you hunt for a reason as to why you didn't get up at 6 or 6:30 a.m., you might come across the reason that the previous night you spent some time, an hour or 2 hours, spending time browsing the internet aimlessly. That could very well have affected your sleep, right? So now you've identified your obstacle. This is how you confront your obstacle. First you identify them, and then you figure out a way to dodge them or deal with them. The fourth reason, your aspirations and desires are broken down into daily activities, right? So before you know, you're already on your way, working on them, trying to realize them, instead of just staring at them as mere big, hairy, monstrous goals. The fifth, last, and the important reason is, on December 31, instead of trying to remember what goals you set on January 1, you have a nice little notebook that you can just flip through and see how useful your day's spent. That feeling is extremely desirable, right? Would you not trade anything for that single feeling of having spent an entire year doing meaningful activities that would just drive you home to your purpose? That feeling is extremely desirable, right? It is 0% regret and 100% joy and satisfaction. What I proposed isn't sophisticated or complicated or feature-rich, but it is effective simply because it is easy and action-oriented. After all, it is actions that matter at the end of the day, not goals or lists or productivity increasing books. In fact, what I proposed isn't a novel idea. I've just asked you to maintain a things to do list at the end of the day, right? But remember, the 1,000-mile journey begins with a single step, and most importantly, comprises only of those single steps. When given the task of eating an elephant, don't go around measuring the weight of the elephant or spending time analyzing the optimal way to eat it, or post in a blog on January 1 saying, this year I'm definitely going to eat that elephant. Definitely. Last year I know, but this year I'll surely eat it. I've got plans, No, don't do it. The best way is pick the fork, pluck a piece, and start eating it. The fork is my method, and the elephant, your dreams.